Welcome to another episode of KIWR
Kicking it with Rob.
For sure. Today, we got a special guest. You know her from Loser, Bound by Blood,
Fatal Secret.
Fatal Secrets. Yeah, I was going to say Fatal Attraction for some reason.
No.
We got Miss Latoya BeLue in the building.
Hello. Which camera am I looking
Right there.
at? Hey.
Right there, yeah.
Hi, Howie. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming, man. I've been glad we was able to do this.
I know it's
You
been a
what I'm saying?
minute. I know.
Yeah.
That's
So-
my fault, though.
No, you good. You be busy. So, I like to start from the beginning when I interview people, right? So, naturally, you born and raised in Detroit, right?
Yep.
All right. What part?
I'm from Joy Road. I was actually conceived in the Hermit Gardens, Joy Road in Southfield area. Elementary years through mid-teens, moved to Joy Road in Greenfield. I grew up on Press Street. Yep, and then eventually to Joy Road in Evergreen as a young adult.
Two-parent home?
Well, in the early years, no. In like later 12, 13, mid-teens, yeah, I had a stepfather. Yep.
Okay. Schooling. What schools did you go to?
Oh, you want me to start from the beginning?
Start from the beginning.
I went to Parkman Elementary. I went to Brooks Middle School. I was supposed to go to Cody High School. That was the district for my area. But I got in a little trouble. I had to go away. I had to go away for a little while. So ultimately, I ended up going to Northwestern High School, which is out of my district. But I was instructed that I could not go in my district. So I ended up going to Northwestern.
That's great you said something about trouble, because I was just about to ask you, was you a troublesome
Oh,
kid?
Really,
or-
I wasn't. And even though it wasn't a two-parent home at first, I was just being a teenager doing a young kid, well, preteen, teenager, doing what I thought, you're supposed to do. So I was kind of doing little stuff I wasn't supposed to do.
You want to talk about it?
Let's just say I went away for a minute. 1333 East 4th Street was my home for a while.
All right, so we know you act. We'll talk about the other surprising thing later, but the fashion part. When did you develop passion for fashion?
Passion for fashion. I don't know if you could call it passion for fashion. I've always been a fan of being unique, being different. So a lot of times I would see fashion, which, not the copycat trendsetter style, but I would see fashion, I would like it, but I didn't actually have enough courage to try it. I would see other ladies or other people, and I'd be like, damn, that looks good, but then I'd be like, oh, shit, I ain't gonna do that, But then I started, it wasn't, I'm not a fashion designer. I started my business, Lips and Hips, Define Your Sexy, while I was in school. I was going for my bachelor's degree, and we had to create a business. That's what my bachelor's is in, business of administration. We had to create a business, and I thought that was the great time to capitalize on what I've always desired to do, but just probably didn't have enough courage to step out there and do it because of the different looks. But my boutique, ultimately, I had different style clothes there.
I hate to go to something positive and negative because I jumped the gun a little bit, right?
What's up on
So you were telling me something something happened when you was 18. I jumped the gun a lot with your moms.
Oh, yeah, for a two-parent home. So, okay, it started off single-parent home. My mom met my stepdad. We started living together. My biological father wasn't around. He had a whole different lifestyle. I wasn't included in it, and he wasn't a part of my life like that. My stepfather, I much respect to him. He held me and my mom down for a while. I learned a lot from him. My mom, she, as a kid, I had a lot of responsibility that I wasn't aware that was so heavy until my latter years. She passed away when I was 18. By then, her and my stepfather had split. And she had sickle cell, the disease, sickle cell anemia. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it's popular in the African American and Asian.
I got a cousin who has it.
Sickle cell, yeah.
Was born with it.
Yeah, in the Asian community and the African American community. Back then, they didn't have too much of a cure for it, or maybe didn't pay it too much attention. But now, there's somebody in New York what's his name, Sebastian. He's been cured from gene therapy, which is great. But my mom, she passed away when I was 18, so I was,
Yeah.
I had to figure a lot of things out quickly. I don't have any brothers or sisters.
I was just about to ask you that.
Yeah, I don't. I don't have any siblings, so I had nobody to rely on emotionally. I have aunts and uncles. We're close in age, and those are kind of like my go-to people, like would be considered my siblings because we're so close in age. But as far as sharing special moments about my mother or the know-how that I've obtained from her, I had nobody to share that with. Her closest sibling is my Aunt Crystal. So whenever I want to talk about my mom or need to or share memories, it is with her. So that's kind of who's held me down. So that's my person I want to, everybody needs a person that you want to be proud of you. People be like, oh, I don't need this, but you do. And that's your go-to, and that's ultimately your motivation. So that's the person I like to make proud when I think about my mom, because she knows what my mom's goal was for me.
So were your auntie, did they become your, well, you was 18, but your guardian?
No.
Afterwards, you just on your own from there,
On my own. Very much on my own. Sickle cell was a terrible disease. Watching my mom be in so much pain through the years is crazy. But my auntie Crystal, she could relate to me. You know what I mean? And now that I'm older, I'm just like, damn, I don't wish that on nobody. I think that kind of forced me to be who I am, and that's why I'm so independent. Now, my mom trained me for a lot of stuff early. She input a lot into me early. I guess so that I could be prepared, but you could never prepare. That's a hell of a void.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a void. Like, my mom was sick, so I knew her lifespan, her expected lifespan was between 34 years old and 38, right? So you know that. You see your mom sick and you're taking care of her, but you never prepare for that boom, that final crash, like, whoa, she not here. So, so in the midst of 18, I'm learning myself. I'm missing my mom. I can't concentrate on that, so I got to keep going. And what that does, that void, it puts something in you, almost like a scar tissue. And depending on your personality type and what you know and how well versed you are, you're either gonna fall into a state of depression and, oh, I can't, my mom not here, or you're gonna be a fighter. It's gonna create a monster, a beast in you. You know what I'm saying? And that's real. And I kind of think it created that fire, that beast in me. And but it kind of calloused me to where growing up, I always felt like I don't need nobody. I'm do this by myself. But then later on, you find out you do need people. You do. So, yeah.
Yeah, dang, that's crazy. I never knew that.
Yeah, we was at the car wash together.
I never knew that. Because you don't carry yourself like, you carry yourself just like you just said, a fire and everything. So you didn't ever, well, I didn't think to ask you that anyway.
But yeah, my mom, by her being sick, she never wanted people to feel sorry for her. Like, oh, you're sickly, let me do this for you, or you're sickly. My mom wasn't about, no, don't pity me. My mom was a hell of a lady. She wrote poems, she wrote short stories. So all this, like Google wasn't around then. Well, not to our knowledge. It wasn't around then.
Right,
She was very
exactly.
smart. Read. And I used to be like, oh, shit, I don't want to do this. Oh, shit. But now I see the importance of it. You know what I mean?
All right, who is Latoya? 3 words, describe yourself.
Who am I? I am genuine. I'm aggressive. I'm aggressive, assertive. I'm genuine, but I'm also, there's a little kid in me, so I'm kind of emotional, but I don't expose that vulnerability because I like to stay, shielded up, should I say? So I really don't expose that. So I'm emotional. I'm assertive. I'm aggressive. definitely tenacious. Whatever I set out to do, it's like a thing that bothers me until it's done. I don't know if you know this about me, but I make a things to do list daily because I'm one of those people you gotta see every little step. I'm not a big picture person. I'm like, okay, so I gotta go to the studio today and do this interview. Okay, so I already did this, I did that. Okay, on my way to the studio, I did that.
I remember that. I
Yeah.
remember you used to do that at the car wash after that. You used to
Yep,
always write
yep.
stuff down.
That's my thing because that keeps me organized. Because if I start getting a lot, when you're overwhelmed, you don't see the angles no more, and you start getting swamped, and you feel overwhelmed, and you're not productive and efficient when you're overwhelmed. So that's my thing.
Well, I guess this question right here, you kind of answered. I guess how do you stay motivated and grounded? I guess you kind of answered it to me.
Yeah, I like to stay busy, and I don't like to be stagnant. You know what I mean? Even if I'm on vacation from work, if I have too many days off, I feel like, shit, I need to be doing something. I need to be doing something. I need to be striving for something. And I think my mom was like that. My mom was a big fan of school, and I hated school. I hated it. But when she passed away, that's the first thing I did. I went to school, and I stayed in school.
What college you go to?
I went to Academy of Court Reporting for my legal assistant. Then I went on to my director of the school, Lynn Carlino. She went on to Baker. She left that school, went to Baker, and she encouraged me, get your bachelor's in business. You should do that, you should do that. I'm like, but I did it because it always made me feel connected with my mom. Like, damn, I ain't do it when you was here, but I'm doing it. And then from there, I went and got my master's in administration of justice and security.
I think that's why them hoes at the car wash was mad at you.
Yeah, them hoes say mad. Them hoes not at the car wash be mad, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies.
Yeah,
that
for real.
keeps me motivated.
Like, I think it was. Like, I think that's what it was.
Real shit though. Yeah, like I know when a woman is hating on anybody, and men too. I know it, and it's like, so I'm doing something right, but it took me a long time. It's like, damn, I'm cool. I'm funny. I'm easy. Like, I'm an easy person. Why you mad, or why you not welcoming for me? Why you act like this? But nah, I just be like, fuck it. I keep my foot in bitches' necks. Because that's just what I know to
That
do.
shit still going at the car wash, and they ain't. Yeah, that shit crazy up there. Biggest challenges you have faced so far?
I'ma say it's not a one-time thing. It's an ongoing thing. I am misunderstood. I'm misunderstood. You know, when I speak, I speak, with confidence. I'm assertive. I'm aggressive. And it's not coming from, and this is where the misunderstanding is.
No, the challenge.
Listen, it's not coming from a place of arrogance. It's coming from a place of knowing the work I put in, knowing what I put down, knowing what I deserve. So I think I'm misunderstood. That's what I mean. Like people, oh, she thinks this, or that was easy for her. Nothing I got or did was easy for me. Nothing. So that's an obstacle daily for me.
That's your challenge.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
One lesson that changed everything for you.
I'm gonna say, early on, like losing my mom. Of course, when you lose somebody like that, the whole world looks different. Shit just looks different. You know what I'm saying? That void there, and you lose. And okay, so say for instance, and I'm not saying you personally, you date a girl, right? Let's say an abusive guy dates a girl, right? You date her, and you kind of, you test at first. You might call her out her name and see how, you check the temperature. But when you find out she doesn't have a dad or a brother, you kind of, aggressive guys are a little more aggressive, like she ain't got nobody. Well, not having a mother is the same thing. People either handicap you by, oh, you ain't got no mama. Oh, we'll do this for you, we'll do that. Or it's like they know that you don't have a protection there, or they feel like you don't have a protection. So I grab what I need from people to make up that 100%, because nobody's gonna fill that void or take that place. You know what I'm saying? So I might come to you like, I might know you ain't shit. I might know you a thief, but you might be funny as hell. So I might come to you, kick it with you for me just to get some laughs. But I know you ain't shit, so I know not to trust you. Then I might go to this person like, oh, this the person's shoulder I can cry on. I know they not gonna say shit. or I might be able to tell this person a funny story, you know what I'm saying, and laugh with me, or I might need them to compliment me.
I was
You
just
know
about
what
to
I'm
say
saying?
yes.
I might need that from you, but I know I can't trust you with my secret because I know you got a big ass mouth. So I just grab different stuff I need from different people.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, just to make up that one. It's a bitch sometime, and I do believe having a void that great, it kind of scarred me to where I don't trust, and I'm not as vulnerable with people. And that's the thing with my acting. Like, I struggle with my acting sometimes, and my coach King West can vouch for me on this. He's like, you be good, you got too many layers. You not letting yourself go. I'd be like, oh yes I am. He's like, no, you're not. You know what I'm saying? And he recognized that about me. Like, you're not vulnerable. And really, I am, but I feel like I don't trust you with me. You know what I mean?
This last question I got for you at the end of the show, it's gonna be a good one.
What?
Yeah. It's gonna be a good
It better
one.
not be nothing crazy
It's gonna
because
be a
I
good
can
one.
fight. You know,
We ain't gonna beat me up. All right, what's one thing people will be surprised to learn about you?
I am going to say, like, I like to, I guess well, I'll just clue you in some of the things that I like to do. I like to put together puzzles. Yeah, I love boxing. Of course, I love boxing. I like to put together puzzles, and I love music. I create a lot of thoughts just listening to music to get into a certain mood. Puzzles, it just helps me when I want to decompress. I put together puzzles. Yes.
Yeah, I heard you be singing and stuff.
I don't
I'm
be
just
singing
fucking
shit. This shit, you know what? No, for real. I do wish. I wish that I could sing. I really wish. That's something I wish I could do because that's like the greatest expression. See, I sing in my car with the windows up. Shit. You know, nobody, I could sing then, but like for real.
I tell a lot of people don't know I can. And they think I be joking all the time, but I actually can.
You can. Yeah, I didn't know that about you, baby.
Dead
Yeah,
ass, I ain't
wish
no great, but motherfucker turn their head like, what was that?
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I can't sing at all.
All right, we gonna get into your career now. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of questions I want to ask you about
Oh my God.
this acting thing. How did you get started acting?
Well, remember I mentioned to you, like, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something. If I'm sitting idle, it's like, okay, I need to be doing something. Acting. Matter of fact, one of my uncles on my dad's side, he posted like, oh, they need an extra for a play. Anybody interested? I'm going through Facebook. I'm like, I'll be an extra in a play. I don't care. Because my mom actually wanted me to go to drama school, and my English teacher, Miss Tuffin, was going to send me, but my grades wasn't right. So my mom like, you're not doing it. And I'm like, fuck it, I'll do it. So I go to be an extra for this role in the play. What was the play? Damn, I can't think of it right now. Anyway.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It's on the tip of my damn tongue.
It's on mine too. Damn,
Yeah.
that's crazy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Skrill, because I know you're the director of it. But I went to be an extra, and the main character didn't show up, which was a man who was a doctor. He didn't show up, and I was reading for him, and they changed the character to a woman. So I had two. I was Dr. Lala in there, and I was a girl named Young Fox. So I had two parts.
So it just came natural.
Yeah, I just did it. They was like, would you read? I'm just like, so I'm just reading, filling in so people can go on with the rehearsal. And then he's like, we're going to change that to you. I was like, oh, what? And he's like, no, you did good. So when I got to the play, when I did the play, I couldn't project. You see how light my voice is. I kept trying to project. I'm like, shit. And I'm the lights, and I just couldn't. I'm just like, So then came, in the play, I met a young lady, Honey Lachey. I met her. She was like, King West, he be giving the acting classes, and all the Tubi actors go to. Well, I don't be on no damn Tubi. You know what I'm saying? I ain't about to be on no damn Tubi. And she's like, just go to the classes. I was like, all right. So I took it with her. And then when I saw how thorough and how deep King West was, I'm like, oh, it's more than just being on TV. It's more like you got to really do work and you got to dig down deep. I'm just like, So I went to the class, and then he put in our group chat that somebody was looking for, it was auditions for Loser. I went to it, and I actually replaced somebody. I went to it. So I ended up getting casted for that. After that, there was a tent. some type of tent event where it's all directors and producers there that were supposedly looking for actors and actresses, right? So I go there thinking like, shit, I'm about to pass out my headshots, I'm about to do this, I'm about to do that. But they were selling their books instead. So they really weren't looking for nobody. So listen, before the tent event, are we running out of time? Because I don't want to.
No, wait, that's the time right there.
We got 27. Oh, shit. We got a lot of time. Okay, so before the tent event, there was some advertisement for auditions in Southfield. So I go. I don't know nobody in the acting world, so I go. I don't see who's who. So they like, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. So you had to practice all these little scenarios. So when you go up, they just tell you scenario 2. Scenario. So I did 1. It was something about some baby daddy. You caught your baby daddy and you pull out a gun or something like that. So I did that. Then the lady was like, scenario 4. So I did it. And she was like, do it again. I was like, I'm thinking to myself, girl, shit, I did. That's the best I can do. That's what I was thinking to myself. Then I'm like, girl, you crazy. I said, so I did it again. So she was like, okay, we'll call you. I was just like, yeah, I know that. Don't call us. We'll call you. I was like, I ain't get it. So I didn't care because I didn't love it. That wasn't my end goal. That wasn't my end game. You know what I'm saying? I didn't love it, so I didn't care. So I went down to this pictures tent. That's what it was, a pictures tent. So I go downtown to it. And when I auditioned the first time, I had like 2 French braids in my hair. So then when I went to the pictures tent, I had my hair down. So I'm walking, and one girl tells me, she's like, hey, come here. I'm like, yeah, what's up? She's like, were you in Southfield last week and you auditioned? I was like, yeah. So the lady that kept telling me to do the part over again, she was like, that wasn't her. She's like, that was her. Was that you? I said, that was me. She's like, I didn't cast you because you look too young for the part that I want, but now that your hair is down. She's like, can you send me a self-tape? I'm like, yeah. But I ain't never did no self-tape. I'm just like, yeah. She's like, oh, and what's your daily rate? And I'm thinking, I got a daily rate?
You don't know nothing. Yeah.
So I ain't know nothing. I was like, I got a daily rate? I was like, let me do some research and I'll get back with you. I didn't want to sound like, oh, you gonna pay me? You know what I'm saying? So I came home, I called coach. I'm like, what's my daily rate? He's like, well, you got motion in Texas? I said, no. He said, you got motion in Atlanta? I'm like, no. You got motion in Chicago? I said, no. So you ain't got no motion nowhere? I said, I ain't got no motion here.
Right.
And he's like, so usually the starting rate is, you know, what he said the starting rate was. So I was like, okay. So I propped my phone up and I did the part the best I could. And I sent it to her. And she's like, okay, good. I ain't hear nothing for a long time. So I'm still in class. So we have this, I want to say like a graduation, an end of class meeting. It wasn't a formal graduation, but we all went down to this club to celebrate that we had finished the class. I saw her. It was Lisa Brown from Plush Productions that does the Dirty D and all that. Yeah. So I saw her. So everybody's running up to her. I'm thinking like, well, first I seen her at a movie premiere. And I waved to her and she was like, hi. I'm thinking like, do I say something? Do I not say something? Do I say, did you get the tape? Well, damn, I know she got the tape because she said good. Oh, what do? I don't want to seem like a pest. So I'm thinking all this. I'm just looking at her, but all this is going through my head. So I walked past her. I was like, maybe she'll stop me and be like, hey. So she didn't stop me. I'm just like, okay. So then I seen her at our graduation get together, and everybody's running up to her. I'm like, shit, fuck it. I ain't about to be running up to her. She out having a good time. She don't want people to be running up to her like, oh, I want to be in this. I want to be in that. So I didn't say anything. About a month after that, she texted me. She was like, hey, you ready? No, she said, this is LB. Call me. So I was like, I was like, this LB, what's up? Because my initials LB, so I was like, this LB, what's up? She's like, you ready? We going up. And we going up in a couple weeks. I said, going up where? And she was like, you ain't get the script? She's like, ain't you playing the mom in By My Blood? I was like, nobody
By My Blood was your first
No,
one,
that
right?
was actually my second one. Loser was
that's
my
why I
first
was
one. It just
confused.
took forever to shoot Loser.
Okay.
So I'm like, going up where? She's like, ain't you the mom? I'm like, yeah. She said, you ain't get the script? I'm like, no. So she said, let me send you the script, and you tell me if you can handle it. How long have you been acting? I said, I've been acting about 4 months. She sent me the script. So there was a name in there, Monique, and then there was Chantel. So I seen Monique, first couple pages. I read it. I'm like, I got this. So she wrote me back. She was like, you got it? I was like, yeah, girl, I only got only a couple parts in there. Then she wrote me back, what size you wear? So she said, I'm going to pick you out this. I'm going to pick you out that. I'm going to pick you out this. I'm like, why are you picking out so much stuff? I only got those couple little parts. She's like, did you read the script? I'm like, yeah. And I said, Monique, it's on this page, this page. She's like, I'm sorry. Where's Chantel at? It's supposed to be Monique. We changed the name. She said, so it's really Chantel.
And you had the whole.
Oh yeah, I was just
right.
like, all right. She's like, you want to call me back? I'm like, I looked. I was like, oh, shit. Oh my god. I'm sweating and nervous. Then it wasn't even time to shoot.
So they get y'all wardrobe and everything, huh?
Yeah, she did on her set. Like I love working with her. She's fun. She party. She's cool. But when it's time to get down to business, she is down to business. Like you ain't about to play with her money. You know what I'm saying?
How do Tubi actors get paid?
Well, it depends if you get a credit, if you sign up, and if they say, hey, I can't give you, because a lot of directors and producers are new. You know what I'm saying? They'll give you a credit, which means like a percentage off of the movie. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be forever. Yep. That's going to be forever. Or normally per day. Lisa, I gave her my daily rate, and when we got done shooting, she paid me my daily rate. No problem. And she'll, I know beforehand, she emails and have you fill out your bank information. She can deposit it that way, but she ended up cash apping me.
Okay. So, one thing about the industry you wish you knew before you started?
People, just because they have professional titles doesn't mean that they're professional. And that, that's not to throw shade on anybody, but, I'm a new actress, and a lot of these directors and producers are new. And at first going in, I'm figuring, shit, everybody operated like Lisa. Lisa had her stuff together. She had her call sheet, she had her time. You did this, you did that, and it was cut and dry, and it was it. So I'm like, cool. So by that being my first professional set, I expected that from everybody else. So when I'm going on set, I'm like, what you mean your camera keep dying? What you mean you got to stop and eat? Like, we had times that we ate. Like, what? So I told you Loser was my first movie, but it actually took way longer to shoot Loser. Shout out to Kevin Flynn, Little House Films. He's gonna be my first chance. And it was like a main role. And it's so opposite of me. He's like, you have to soften up. You got to be, like you dating a guy. This was your high school
I went to the
sweet.
premiere. Remember, I went to
Yeah,
the premiere,
he's like, this your high school sweetheart. I'm just like, so he had to work with me a lot. And again, that goes back to my vulnerability. But it took us a little while to shoot that because the resources were scarce. He's a damn good director. He knows what he's looking for. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes there's a little turbulence getting there because of finances and because of people being on the same page. But he actually gave me my first break, and that really detailed my acting. You know what I'm saying? New. I wish we could shoot it over, but yeah.
No, it was dope. It was good.
It was challenging. So.
All right, so this question here, let me see, I'm going to put it together. I'm going to say, have you ever turned down a role because of being asked for a sex scene?
Oh, I've been asked ahead of time, would you do a sex scene? Actually, sometimes when you go audition, they'll ask you, are you comfortable with nudity, partial nudity, implied nudity? I haven't done a sex scene where you see the goods. In Loser, I had a little, in Loser, I had like a little nightie on, and you really couldn't see nothing. So I'm okay with that, but am I going to do sex scene where you can look all up the crack of my ass? Nah. No. If you ever see that, you better believe I'm on a big screen. And then it's a way you do it, tasteful. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do soft porn, of course. You know what I'm saying? And I think you can do implied and have intimacy without sex actually showing the act. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So.
Excuse me, when you got kids and stuff.
Yeah, I don't want my kids clicking on there like looking at me crazy. Especially if it's not done with taste. Like Loser, we had like a little kissing, hugging scene, which I was so terrible at because I'm not that type of girl. I'm kind of tomboyish type of girl, so all that. You know how ladies have on sexy lingerie and, walk around and say, that ain't me. I'm t-shirts, boxer shorts, like, what's up? But, yeah. So I struggle with that a little bit. But you can hear the shower turn on, you can hear the water, and you can see me and him kind of hugging and kissing and stuff. So you would assume that we got in the shower. But yeah.
And y'all was really in there, but y'all just went.
He picked me up from the bedroom, took me into the bathroom. You could hear the shower water on, and then it blacks out. I was comfortable with that.
Okay. But y'all was in the shower, but just.
No, we never stepped in the shower.
Oh, okay.
Because I would have had to get undressed.
I got you. Yeah. If you could play any role, real or fiction, what would it be?
I would play Set It Off. I would play Jada Pinkett and Set It Off. I would play her. I like that. Or Griselda Blanco. Yeah, I like that.
You like doing stuff like that?
Yeah.
What's your dream collaboration? Actor or director?
I haven't thought about that. I haven't seen any. I would like to be on screen with, Angela Bassett. Shit, but they'd eat me up. They'd probably be like, we ain't working with her. Not yet anyway. I gotta up my game. I'm gonna up my acting game. Trust me. But yeah, just sharing on the screen with anybody, any of the greats, anybody that's willing to help. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a dream person or a dream collaboration project. Not yet.
Right, so your passion for boxing or your likeliness to boxing has got you into being a CEO of your own management company.
Yes.
Called BeLue, right?
BeLue I Fight. Say it. Say it with me. BeLue I Fight Management.
BeLue I Fight Management.
Yeah.
All right. What fighters do you manage and promote? Well,
Okay, so it's called BeLue. The name of my company is BeLue I Fight Management, but I'm actually pre-management right now. I'm still laying the groundwork, the foundation to it, because when I do grab my own boxer, I want to be able to get him good fights, and I want to have his best. I will have his best interest at heart and in hand. I'm not just going to throw my fighter out there. I want to be able to make the necessary moves efficiently and effectively. I'm not about to put him in the ring just to get beat down just so I can get a percentage. That's not what I'm in it for, because I really have a love for boxing. But I started off, going into BeLue Fight Management, I started off sponsorship, now partnership with a promotion company, Dark Side Promotions. I'm partnered with them. And then I do a sponsorship for Ardrell Holmes. He's fighting Erickson Lubin May 10th. Oh, I'm so there for it. I can't wait. I'm there the way it is, all type of shit. But but what made me actually start, my oldest son used to box amateur at the original Crunk on McGraw. He went there. I signed him up for a summer program, basketball summer program. So as we were touring the building, we get down to the boxing gym. He's like, Mama, I want to do this. I'm looking at the guys. I'm like, you sure? He's like, yeah. I said, okay. It was hot as hell. And I used to wear a wrap back then. My hair was just like poofing up right there. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it'd be all muggy. My little boy did it for a second.
Yeah. We was in that gym every day. We went there. So he had a couple amateur fights. Then he discovered what a girl was. So that stopped. So he was like 12, 13. That stopped. But I still had the love for it. And the reason I had the love for it, because in that gym, I just watched the guys fight, spar, and pour their heart into working out. What I went through internally, losing my mom, I could see the physical part of it in the ring. These guys are, when they're working out, you can tell when something's on their mind, like they're punching their way through. And I've watched friendships and brotherhoods be created there. And I love that. The camaraderie of it all, I love it. I love it. I love the grind of the fight, actually, before the actual fight, the training, the sparring, you know what I'm saying?
When you told me earlier about what happened into the boxing, I already knew, okay, that's what it is.
That's my passion for it. So I started attending the fights, and I was thinking, I watched a documentary. I think it was Riddick Bowe. Or was it Mildred Taylor? I don't remember right now, but I watched the documentary, and I'm like, this fucking man was great. Why he ain't got nothing? Why ain't nobody around that was around him all these years? Like, how could you be with somebody on their rise up and then say fuck him? You know what I'm saying? At the end, like, this man he ain't have nothing. You could just tell. Like, I'm like, damn. So my initial goal was, I wanted to do like where boxers have health insurance and like a training program. So when you're done boxing, you have this trade to fall back on, or you're this type of businessman. You ain't just gonna be out here and you done got beat up and you done took all these blows. Not everybody gone. That's lonely.
Can't talk and all
and
that
that's
type of
messed
shit.
up. And that's
Yeah.
from taking too many headshots. That's when your coaches put you in there with guys. Like, say, for instance, you 5-0, and I done padded your record. I done gave you, everybody got first fights, and I done padded your record. So we go out of town, and it's another guy 5-0, but he really 5-0. He done fought somebody. And I know he gonna kill you, but I'm gonna put you in there because I want your percentage. I'm not gonna do that with my fighters. So when I get my very own fighter, other than sponsorship or the partnerships that I'm doing, I'm gonna make sure you're gonna know how to interview. You're gonna know how to speak in front of a camera. You're gonna understand this contract. You ain't just about to go in here and punch bags. I'm representing you and you're representing me.
Because that's the business thing there.
Yeah, that's why they call it the hurt business. Because not only do you get hurt in the ring, you get messed over contract-wise. And people don't care. People don't care.
Real quick, who your favorite boxer?
Ooh, my boxers.
Okay.
Hussam Al-Mashadi
All
and
right.
Ardrell Holmes and Marcus Wilson. No, those are the people that
I feel
I'm
you.
wrestling with, and I'm partnered with Darkside. But my favorite boxer for real, Canelo Alvarez. I love Canelo.
I thought you was gonna say Tank for some reason.
I like Tank. Tank is good. Tank is a beast in the ring. To
Besides
me,
the last fight, I think he got his ass whooped. The
He-
draw,
he,
the one you went to.
yeah, I went to that fight, and I'm gonna say this: Tank is he's entertaining. He's a beast in the room, but there's something when the mental meets that hunger in there. Like, you can be a great fighter, you can be talented all day, but if your mind and your hunger don't meet at the same time, when that meets, that's when there's a beast there. That's when you don't see no nerves. That's when you in there, you know.
I think it's his ego.
It's not his ego. I don't think it's his ego.
Like
I
it-
think I think that he needs to mature a little bit, and I think he needs to lock in mentally. Lock in mentally. I don't know what's happened over the last couple. I don't want to say last 8 months to a year, but he needs to realign himself, and he may need to get rid of some people. And I don't mean his coach Calvin Ford, because I think that's the dynamic duo. But I feel like it's a lot of people in his ear. So when you got so much coming at you, if you steady telling me, "They ain't no good for you, Toy. They ain't no good for you, Toy. Toy, they ain't no good for you," and that keeps playing over and over, then you like, well, who good for? I got somebody over here. I got somebody over here. So now I just think it's too many people around him. He needs to get grounded himself. So anybody in any profession, you need to be able to look at that person in a mirror. That's when you get grounded. You could sell me a dream all day. Like, oh yeah. Because you know me, you know my weaknesses. So you can tell me anything. But that person in the mirror, that's who you need to lock in with, and with God. That's how you get grounded. Sit in silence. You don't always got to have people around you. Fuck everybody's opinion. You know what I'm saying?
You dropping some gems on here, ain't you?
Yeah, facts.
So look, we finna get into this relationship. People want to know. You know what I'm saying? People want to know
People want to know.
if Latoya is single.
I am single. I am happily single. I am.
All right, so look, I want you to describe your type of man, age, preference.
Oh, you get deep. My type of man is, and this is probably why I'm not in a relationship or I'm not married, because men overthink me. They overthink me. They think because when you see me outside, you have to match my aggression. Like, oh, you got to be like this with her, or she this type of woman. She like this kind of bag. She like this. I'm so simple. I'm so simple. I like real. I like a real man. Age, I like a real man. I just like for you to be real and genuine. A lot of younger guys.
Tell me, okay, so just say like 30 to 45 or something like that. I'm just throwing something out there.
So I'm going to erase the numbers real quick, because I'm going to tell you, I've met some men that are young who've had the courage to approach me and had the wherewithal to hold my attention. Young.
So do you got a height, weight?
I usually like my men a little taller, yeah. So just being real, being able to hold my attention. And it's guys that are closer to my age, and I'm just thinking, you're fake, you're trying to fit in. I like a man, let me tell you what I like. I like real. I like a silent confidence. You ain't got to be loud, but I know who you are when you hit that room.
Mm-hmm.
I know you know how to check me without you. Don't ever put your fucking hands on
Oh,
me.
we
Don't,
know
don't
that.
do
You
that
fight,
shit.
yeah.
I'm a nigga. Don't do that. Don't do that. But I like a man. Like I have so much respect for him. I feel safe with him. I feel I can be vulnerable in front of him, and I like to pop off a lot. But I like a man to know how to. All right, baby, I'm gonna let you pop off, but calm that shit down right now. You know what I'm saying? Like he can give me a look, and I turn into a little girl. I like that.
Yeah, any of your what you call it, cast members? Any of your cast members ever wanted to date you?
They may have wanted to, but I shut that down.
They're not?
I don't date. No, we gotta act, and even if we have a scene where we need to be intimate or there needs to be chemistry, no, I don't know. I don't date an actor. We'll never have.
The
Boxing,
Yeah. I was about to say that. I thought you were speaking on like dating coworker type shit. That's what I thought you were.
Yeah, I don't like to date an actor. I don't like to date boxing. That's my business. You know, I mean, I handle business there, and I'm trying to excel there. And by it being a predominantly male field, I have to be very selective as to who I give my time and attention to, and so that you don't get it messed up. Because a lot of guys in the boxing field, they're not gonna share information with you, and they think, oh, well, we think they gonna mess over me and mess over me. Like, no, you're not gonna do that. But so I just try to keep everything business. I don't have anybody that I date. I don't have nobody I date, but I got
No, it's somebody.
that's
Yeah, you just about to say it.
nah, shut up. What? Y'all go ahead trying to pick me. I got I don't have anybody.
Okay.
I don't have anybody. I don't have an age preference. I prefer mature. I prefer confident. I prefer you gotta be real no matter what. So yeah.
When you find your person, right? Do you believe in the 50-50 rule?
Going 50-50, that's fine for me. That's okay. Although it's supposed to be, the man takes care of a woman.
Really?
Yeah.
Nowadays.
The rule don't change. Everybody with all this other bullshit changed it. It's supposed to be your man is the breadwinner. He's the spiritual head of the household. The woman is the nourisher. She nourishes the kids. She gives the man what he needs to go out there and get
Old
it.
school, right.
Right. That's how it's supposed to be.
That's why I said nowadays.
But me, I would like to contribute to keep my strength in there. Because I don't want to feel like you taking care of me. And I don't want to feel like, damn, what if my man ain't got it and I got to, you know what I'm saying? I want to help out. That helps me keep my self-esteem and my strength. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's supposed to be, your man's supposed to take care of a woman. I strongly believe that.
So, I mean.
But I don't have a problem with the 50. If you be like, babe, we going 50-50. Or if you be like, hey, babe, I paid the mortgage. I'd be like, oh, okay, that's good. You know, I paid the light bill and the car insurance. Talk to you later. It's not a problem. I'm not about to tally it up at the end if we get a divorce.
Right.
I paid 16 months of this.
That's why I said nowadays, because shit, people, I mean, well, women, I think, nowadays take that as it's too damn expensive. They want you to do too much. They don't think about the household. They think about their whole fucking lifestyle.
Yeah, but these women out here acting like they have a lifestyle, and you really don't have that lifestyle. You just want him to fund it. Because if you don't understand, a relationship is a full-time job. And if you don't understand the importance of a relationship, you can't hold your man down. You ain't got shit. You ain't brought shit to the table. You know what I'm saying? What do you have that's of value that's not tangible? What can you put into a relationship that's not tangible that you and that man can survive on? What can you put into your kids or into that relationship?
Y'all hear that? Nothing.
So don't say all of them. Don't do that. Not all.
No, I ain't say all. I ain't say all.
Okay. Don't do that.
You ever dated a celebrity?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I ain't about to say who. I ain't about to say when.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know what made me ask you that question.
Yeah, I don't know who made you ask me.
Pet peeves.
I hate excess noise. That's probably why you got no man either. If you walking through the house and you dragging your feet through the house,
them out.
or somebody get ice, you know how you get your ice out the ice maker, and they just keep hitting it, and And
you know,
I hate that.
That's a
don't do that.
No, really, my dad got that for real. When we was little, well, I was not, just younger, and if we buy him in a room and eat some chips, well, ours is getting cussed out. You can't bite no apple, none of that shit. He get mad at you.
Or somebody got a bag of chips, instead of getting some chips out, pouring it on a napkin or in a bowl, you just keep hitting the side of the bag, keep hitting the side. Like, why? Why are you doing that?
So you actually, yeah, I believe you, because my dad does the shit.
Or if we're sitting here and we're having a conversation or we're watching something, just say all of us are watching something on the TV and somebody come in with their phone up super loud and they still, it's not bothering them that my TV is on, but you still got your TV playing. That irritates me.
All right, here go this question.
Oh, God. Do y'all need to cut the camera off? Come on, we only got 2 minutes.
What I do with it? Okay, here you go. It ain't that bad, though, actually. All right, it's deep, I think, and it's perfect for you.
Okay.
When it comes to love, what's a wound you have had to heal from, and how has it shaped the way you love now?
Oh, I had to heal from, ask me again so I can.
When it comes to love, what's a wound you have had to heal from, and how has it shaped the way you love now?
I'm going to say I was dating this guy for some years, and he used to always give me backhanded compliments. You this, but if you did this, or if I did something, he knew somebody did it twice. If I had this, he knew somebody that had more. But it wouldn't come back to back like that. It wasn't obvious to me at first. You know what I'm saying? So I found myself, as I dealt with him, I found myself seeking his approval. You know what I'm saying? And not in a good way, like, oh, I want my man's approval, but I found myself like, oh, so I could do it better than what he said. I could do this, I could do that. So I found myself seeking his approval. But then I had to, what that did was, that made my fallback game great. I show a man my disappearing act quick. You want to see something? Are you going to play? Like them red signs, when them bitches turn yellow, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? But with him, it made me kind of like, damn. But I stayed there the amount of time I did because I'm a loyal person. So I said, I'm going to make sure I do everything that I need to do to put in everything. You know what I'm saying? And
He put you in a competition mind frame, seemed like.
all
right?
the time.
Yeah.
And I thought it was against other women. It was always, it was like, I guess, I don't know. He just never gave me credit for anything. And I used to seek his approval. But when I sat back and I looked, I'm like, shit, he ain't shit. I don't need his damn approval. Yeah, so that kind of, now I say stuff up front and I don't stick around to see, because I'm big on loyalty. But if I get a hint that you're playing on my head top, I'm gone.
Dope.
Gone.
All right, that's your camera over there. That's so you could throw out your handles and where people need to find you and all that stuff.
All right, my name is Latoya BeLue. You can find me, no bells and whistles, at Latoya BeLue, BELUE on social media. That's Facebook and Instagram, Latoya BeLue. Or if you're in the boxing world, coaching, training, promoter, or a boxer, you can reach me at BeLue, BELUEI, Fight, I, like the letter I, Fight, FIGHT Management, MGMT, on Instagram. And thank you for having me, Rob.
Thank you, Toy, for coming by.
No
Oh,
problem.
you gonna give me that tough ass handshake?
That's I'll let you know.
Till next time, peace.
Peace. Thank you.
You are now